Welcome to Shots Fired. I'm Brad Freakin Nolen, and tonight with me, I have the one and only
Nick Bell
and the legend himself,
Travis King.
We are live in Cana, Virginia to bring you our Week 15 picks. But first, Nick, update us on the standings.
Do we even have to talk about it?
Why not?
All right, I am in last place, 6 games out of second from Travis King, and 9 games out of first, Brad Nolen.
Brad Freakin Nolen.
So right now it looks like a race between first and second, with Travis 3 out of first. But maybe I can make some Fist Magic come on this week and next week and 17 in the playoffs. But, oh man, that's just, it's very, I just want to, I want to die right now. It's been a bad week in the picks. Cam Newton, sack of piece of let me down. And Jared Goff and Sean McVay let me down. What was the other game we disagreed on?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, the ref screwed Philadelphia.
Thank you.
The first play of the game, fumble. It was nothing but green jerseys around.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the refs screwed that up.
Hey, but I'm going to take the high road, and I'm not going to blame the refs like a lot of Cowboys fans like to do. So I'm going to take the high road, not whine about it, but everyone knows what happened. So
since we got the standings noted, Brad, does your Philadelphia Eagles have a chance to still make the playoffs?
Win the division? No, absolutely not. But get a wild card spot? I think they do.
So you think you're going to beat out Minnesota?
I don't trust Minnesota. I don't think they're going to be in the playoffs this year. I don't trust Kirk Cousins.
So who's the other team going to?
It's going to be between Philly and
Green Bay.
Nah, I think. Well, could be.
Because they're only a game out from the.
If they win out, they'll be 8-7-1.
Yeah, Minnesota's still got to play the Bears.
Yeah.
Green Bay's got the Bears this week, so if they just to pull that off.
And then Green Bay has at the Jets and at home against the Lions, so that's 2 wins.
Yeah.
And I could see Carolina. I don't think they'll win this week, but I could see them winning next week. And then if the Saints have nothing to play for week 17, they could win that. And they could sneak in still. But
so do you think Seattle's safely in now?
Oh yeah, they're a lock.
I think
5
so.
seed. Yeah.
So tell me what about all them predictions of Seattle going 4-12 this year? Tell me, you cannot tell me Pete Carroll does not deserve the Coach of the Year with what he's working with.
At least in the consideration.
I'd say Matt Nagy's got that.
He lost
for
9
Chicago.
out of 11 starters on defense. 9 out of 11 starters on defense.
I tell you what, Seattle's going to be a scary team in the playoffs. The way they're set up for playoff football. Russell Wilson's got experience. Pete Carroll's got experience. They're set up to play defense and run the ball. They're going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, probably my Super Bowl prediction for next year.
What's that?
I'm already making a bold prediction.
Can I guess it?
Guess it.
Seattle, Indianapolis.
Yes, sir.
That's what I was going to say.
Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. The 2 most rising teams in football right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that.
And another interesting stat. Let me just tell you about this. After this season is over, the top 10 teams in cap space is right here. Number 1, the Jets. Okay, they're out of contention. They suck. Don't have to worry about them next year. The Bills, you don't have to worry about them at number 2. The Colts, number 3. They got the 3rd most cap space after this season.
Wow.
The Raiders at number 4. I could potentially see them making a big jump. Maybe 8-8, 9-7 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, the Cardinals. They still ain't got enough pieces. Fitzgerald's gone at receiver. Not much at wide receiver or tight end. Defense is weak except for Patrick Peterson. Seattle Seahawks at 6. I think that's very impressive because we don't need running backs. We don't need a quarterback. The offensive line is playing tremendous. Maybe go out and get a star receiver like Golden Tate and bring him back to Seattle.
Maybe.
Who knows? Defensively, I think we're going to build that through the draft. I think we might go out and get Jadeveon Clowney to play beside K.J. Wright and Bobby Wagner. And then our defensive backs are young and rookies. I mean, our second-year players, they're doing just fine. So we got a punter and a kicker. We don't need anything right now besides the wide receiver, and I could potentially see us getting a linebacker.
Yeah.
Because we got plenty of cap space. Number 7, the Houston Texans. That's crazy.
That is.
I don't think that they're going to get any better than they currently are. I could see them actually taking a step back next year.
Mhm.
Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The Cincinnati Bengals at 8. They're all
Mediocre.
yeah. And Dallas Cowboys at 9.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then the Denver. Well, wait, that's going to change because the Cowboys got to re-sign Dak, and they're going to have to re-sign Zeke.
And Cooper.
Yeah, so they're not. Yeah, that's going to change things a lot because
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins money. You know how that's going to turn out.
And not to mention that offensive line they got. They're going to have to pay them eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The Cowboys, they'll take a step back because that's what they always do. They trick everybody and think they're good. Like they went 13-3 that season, and then they lost to Green Bay. Which they got lucky that season.
Yeah.
They got lucky they beat Seattle.
Hey, the way it's set up now, it looks like your Seahawks will be playing Dallas in the first round.
Yeah.
I would love to see Seattle upset them.
Seattle put a beat down on them. I'd love to see it. Gosh, I just love that. That might be the best victory for Seattle in the playoffs I think I'd ever want.
Really, to beat Dallas?
Yeah,
Wow.
just because it's America's team.
Yeah.
And plus they are known because they don't ever win in the playoffs.
That's true.
They shouldn't have beat Detroit like 4 years ago
No, they
because Des Bryant was out there on the field with his helmet running off, and then something else. They missed another penalty.
Yeah.
I remember Detroit got screwed over.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Dallas has always got them refs in their back pocket, seems like, anymore.
I'd like to see Seattle just demolish them. Yeah. But anyway, my 6th seed right now that I think is going to get in, I think Minnesota secures it. I don't foresee them losing, except for the Bears game, but I don't see them losing the other 2 games. Like, if Miami beats them this week, things could change.
Yes.
Miami is a team that's up and down, inconsistent.
Yeah.
But in the AFC, my 6th seed is the Indianapolis Colts.
Yes, sir. I agree.
And my 5 seed is the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, what was to happen if the Chargers is to beat the Chiefs?
Yeah. Chargers can win the division.
That could change things tremendously.
Yeah.
Because Chiefs got to play Seattle week 16.
At Seattle.
Yep.
Yeah.
So who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
See, I think Seattle's in safe now because
I do too.
Even if we lose if we lose out,
You're still in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I got in the NFC and the AFC. Another question for y'all: who y'all think's gonna get the 2 seed in the AFC?
I'm going to say New England. Because I think after this week, which I think they'll win this week, they got, if I'm not mistaken, Buffalo and then...
The Jets.
Yeah, so that's probably 3 wins in a row right there. I'm not sure who Houston plays to finish, but I feel like the Patriots are a safe bet.
I think Patriots, I agree, will be the 2 seed.
Okay. If the Patriots is to lose this weekend, I think the Texans get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they very well could. Yep. If they lose.
Yeah. Which that'd be interesting. New England versus Pittsburgh probably the game of the week.
Yeah.
Eagles and Rams on Sunday Night Football. I wish they would have flexed that one out. No offense to you, Brad, but especially with Nick Foles playing now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of surprised they didn't, but I guess they think, the Eagles fan base draws
still in
a
playoff
lot of
contention
rating.
too.
Yeah.
What game do you think could have replaced it?
The Patriots and Steelers, but that wouldn't have happened because that rights goes to
CBS.
Yeah, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo.
Could have done Chicago Green Bay, but
nah, I don't.
They done had it, and then that'd be Chicago 2 weeks in a row.
I could see potentially Dolphins and Vikings, maybe.
I don't think that.
Cowboys Colts.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, the Cowboys and Colts. That's a 1:00 game.
Surprised that ain't a 4:00 game.
Because the Steelers and Patriots. They didn't want to put 2 games. So, everybody's local TV is going to show Cowboys Colts at 1.
Yeah.
It's going to show the Steelers and Patriots at 4.
But hey, Nick Foles, he's starting this Sunday. He might go on a magical run again like he did last year.
And a coincidence that Wentz got hurt at the Rams last year, and he got hurt right before the game.
Yeah, I was actually dreading this game on the schedule because Wentz going back to that stadium gives me nightmares, so now I won't have to see that.
He's just faking it so he don't tear his ACL again.
It's not official yet. He's out there, or he's not going to be able to play, though.
He might be out for the year.
Yep. Well, I read if he doesn't play the Sunday and they lose, they probably will hold him out the rest of the year.
That might be the best decision because I don't think he's been 100% all year.
What's going to happen is Nick Foles can go in there and he's going to win out and go win another Super Bowl.
Heck yeah. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's get into these picks, Nick Bell.
The Los Angeles Chargers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis.
Want to take the Los Angeles Chargers tomorrow night at Arrowhead Stadium. Yep. Going with a bit of an upset. I'm a huge believer in the Chargers. I've said many times before, I like Phillip Rivers a lot. He's got a good run game now. And he's got good weapons on offense. Keenan Allen's a beast. That defense is for real. That defense is good. And I think it's going to be a really good game. I know Kansas City went out to L.A. earlier in the year and won. That was way long time ago. But these two teams played late in the year last year. It was on a Saturday night at Arrowhead, and that was a good game. Kansas City won. It was close. I think this time the Chargers turned the tables on them. I think they get the better of them. I think Mahomes has had a better year, a little bit better. Not like drastically a lot, but I think he's had a better year than Rivers. And I just trust Phillip Rivers more in a big-time game situation. I think he's due. I think the Chargers are for real. I could see this team being in the Super Bowl. And I got a feeling. I know most time I take the home teams a lot, seems like. But we'll go with the road team here. And one of the toughest environments to play in. And on top of that, I don't necessarily think the Chiefs should have beat the Ravens neither on Sunday. Baltimore easily, if y'all watched it, easily could have won. They were right there with them. So, yeah, the Chiefs hasn't been playing quite as well these last few weeks, and Oakland gave them a pretty good run, too, just the week prior to that.
You're notable for picking big upsets in big games.
Yep.
Like you picked the Bears to beat the Rams, you picked the Lions to beat the Patriots.
Yep.
So now you're picking the Chargers to beat the Chiefs.
Yep. I'm going to throw out a score. I'm going to go 31-28. Chargers on the road, and it's going to be a marvelous Thursday night game. It's going to be unreal. I'd probably say the best Thursday night game of the year, in my opinion. First place, probably division. Whoever wins this game probably won the division. And could potentially get a 1 seed. Chargers, yeah, they could sneak up and get the 1 seed. I could see that happening.
Well, the Chiefs have won the last 9 meetings against the Chargers. And I think they make it 10 in a row this Thursday night. I think they're going to win 29-23. I just feel like this is the Chiefs' year to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is having a heck of a season. And I don't think they're going to let that go to waste this Thursday night at home. They haven't lost at home all year. I don't see it happening. And considering they're banged up at running back, as well as the Chargers, both teams having a lot of injuries at running back. But I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm going with the Chiefs, too. That stat that Brad pulled out of his butt about the Chiefs beating the Chargers last 9 times, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was exactly going to say. It's the longest streak by a team beating another team in the NFL. Anybody got to guess what the second is?
I'm going to say Packers-Bears.
Nope. Seahawks-Niners.
Wow.
See, Russell Wilson hasn't lost to the Niners since 2013.
Wow.
Yep. That last season, they went to the Super Bowl. He beat Harbaugh 3 times, the Niners that season. 2 times regular season, NFC Championship game.
Wow.
That was the Sherman-Crabtree game.
Yep.
Until the Titans beat the Colts last year, that was the longest.
It was. Yeah, it was.
So, going with the Chiefs right here because of that stat right there, and it's at home. I want to see Showtime Mahomes put up some big numbers right here. Moving on. Got 2 Saturday games. The Houston Texans versus the New York Jets.
Going to go with the Houston Texans to go on the road in New York Saturday afternoon and get a win. It's really ain't one. I mean, it could be a decent game. It's just the type of game I just can't get excited for, just to be honest with y'all. I just think Houston's going to win. I don't really know what to say about it. Just going to throw out a score. It's just one of these situations. I just don't really have the words. I think their defense could force some turnovers. That D-line could get after Sam Darnold. And I just don't see their defense stopping Watson and Hopkins, more or less. So, Houston did have hit a little bit of a bump in the road last week at home against the Colts, I'll say, that I was wrong about. But, I think they'll beat the Jets. Weather could be cold, obviously, in New York, but I still like them, though. So I'm going to say they win. I'm going to go 30-13 Jets. Or not Jets, but Texans. 30-13 Texans.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these Saturday games. I don't know why they do these. I think they're stupid.
Do them late in the year, too, if you ever notice.
Yeah, I don't like them. Not a fan of it. But I'm going with the Texans on the road. I think they'll win pretty easily. I'm going to say they win 27-13.
Yeah, I'm going with the Texans as well. I don't foresee them losing this one. Watched a replay of the Jets the other day. Their defensive line, Sheldon Williams. Josh Allen rushed in for a touchdown. Williams just walked towards him, didn't even tussle at all. So they gave up on Todd Bowles.
Yeah, I think he could be fired.
So I'm going with the Houston Texans as well. Moving on to the late night game Saturday night, the Cleveland Browns versus the Denver Broncos.
I think the Broncos are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a pretty good game, actually. Browns have been playing good here lately. Broncos kind of laid an egg against the Niners this Sunday. That was a pretty big surprise, but I think at home, they got one of the toughest home environments in football. That high altitude, it's tricky. Plays with people's minds and whatnot. But I'm going to go Broncos in a close one. I'm going to say they win it 26-23.
Yeah, I think this could be a good game, actually. Cleveland, believe it or not, still got some playoff hopes. Not like, they're in it.
Yeah, they're in the hunt.
Do I think they're going to get in, though? Do I think their chances are good? No, but they're technically in the hunt, like Nick said. If this game were at Cleveland, I would pick Cleveland, but it's at Denver. I'm going to have to take the home team. I'm going to go with the Broncos. I honestly gave this game some thought. Just based on the Broncos laying that egg on the road at San Fran like they did, and they're battling some injuries, and I think you could already probably say Baker Mayfield's just as good as Case Keenum, if not better. Definitely, I feel like got a better arm on him after seeing firsthand Sunday what he did to Carolina. I don't know if that's saying a lot, but anyhow. Yeah, I like Denver, just mainly because of the altitude and the home field, and Denver's still right there in the hunt, too. So, out of the Saturday games, this is definitely the better of the two games, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I think Denver's going to prevail, and it's going to be close. I'm going to go 24-23 Denver on a late field goal by Brandon McManus.
I can't believe they gave Cleveland a primetime game week 15.
Yep.
I wonder what they're thinking. And the Jets. What were they thinking? Maybe the Texans and the Broncos, but
yep.
I don't know why they done that, but
You might recall the Jets and Browns played week 3 Thursday night football in Cleveland.
yes.
Baker Mayfield's coming out party.
They put them early because they suck. So that way.
That was a good game, though.
That was a good game. I did watch that game.
No, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. The Denver Broncos don't have enough. Hey, Sanders is out. Their number one wide receiver is Sutton. Their number 2 now is Andre Holmes. So, and the defense has just played terrible this year. Case Keenum's not playing to what he was like when he was in Minnesota. The running back, Patrick Lindsey's going to have a good game.
Yep.
But I just see the Browns. Mayfield's on fire now. Nick Chubb's going to run that ball up and down that field Saturday night.
I could see it.
Landry will have a big game. Browns defense is going to get scored on, be mediocre. But I'll see this game. I think the Broncos win 27. The Browns win 27-23. Cleveland. That's what I got on that one. So, moving on to the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. McCarthy is gone. They won a game. They blew out the Falcons. Travis, what you got?
I'm going to go with the Monsters of the Midway Sunday afternoon. Soldier Field, the Chicago Bears. Pretty confident about it. I admit, as a Falcons fan, I was wrong about last week. I ain't gonna lie, I was wrong. But, just don't see magic happening for that bad man 2 weeks in a row, especially them playing an elite defense. Not like Atlanta's defense is anything. They've been decimated by injuries all year. They could have been a probably above average defense if they hadn't been hit by the injury bug, but obviously they got hit by it and it wrecked their season, unfortunately. But yeah, I like Chicago. A little nervous about Trubisky in a way because he was shaky Sunday night. I think he was rusty. But Chicago's got that two-headed monster at running back with Howard and Cohen, so I think they just send the ball off to them and let them do their thing. I think they'll be all right. And that defense is good enough to stop the bad man. That's for sure. Ain't no doubt in my mind there. So, yeah, I could see old Rodgers having about 2 turnovers in this game. I really could. That defense is something else. I picked them to beat the Rams, and they showed up and they balled out. Especially on defense, they did. Ain't like they were special on offense Sunday night, but the defense certainly was. But, yeah, I'm going to take the Bears. They're basically pretty much going to put an end to Green Bay's season. Pretty much. I'm not sure they might clinch the division if they win this game, too, potentially. But either way, though, yeah, I'm taking the Bears. Should have beat Green Bay week 1. That was a fluke they did, and they should have. That was just unreal how lucky Green Bay could get at times. But that's Green Bay for you, though. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to go 27-13, Chicago.
I thought on this game for a long, long time. Aaron Rodgers has won 16 of 20 games against the Bears in his career. One of the losses, he broke his collarbone in the first quarter, 2013. So if he'd played that game, they'd have probably won. But here's another interesting stat on the Packers. They have not won a road game this year. Not one. And the thing that's kept me from picking the Bears, being confident in the Bears, was I don't think Mitchell Trubisky's 100%. He showed that Sunday night. I think his shoulder's still bothering him. That might be a problem going forward. But I think Chicago is going to get revenge for week 1, the way they lost that game. They were up big, and that bad man come back on them. I don't think they're going to let that happen again. They got that in the back of their mind. So I'm picking the Bears at home, 24-23.
Yep, I'm going with the Bears, too. Packers have lost 10 straight road games. And I don't foresee it happening in the Windy City. It's going to be cold. Yep, that defense is... Aaron Rodgers has went 349 straight passes without throwing an interception. So, and that's the longest in the NFL right now.
That don't surprise me. He don't throw picks. He's got the highest touchdown to interception ratio in NFL history. Do you know that, Trav?
Several picks he should have had, they get dropped.
Oh.
Classic case, week 1, Fuller.
Matt Ryan's an interception artist. He threw a pick 6 against the Packers.
Like I told you, probably would have dropped it. Ben Rodgers throwing. That was a bad throw, though. I can't defend him on that one, though.
Yep, I'm going Chicago. The Detroit Lions versus the Buffalo Bills.
Going with the Bills at home. I can't believe they lost to the Jets like they did, but it is what it is. But I don't see them losing this game. Detroit, I don't have much confidence in them. And Buffalo's got the number 1 defense in football at home. It's going to be dangerous for Matt Stafford. He's going to have a rough day. Josh Allen, he's turned into version of Michael Vick. He's like the white Michael Vick running around on all these defenses. I don't see how he does it, but the guy's crazy. I'm going with the Bills at home. Say it's going to be 20-13 Bills.
Yeah, I think this game is about a toss-up. You could about flip a coin, in my opinion. I'm going to take the road team. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. What surprised me, Buffalo won, no. But just think Detroit's got a little bit better of a team. It being in Buffalo sort of concerns me a little bit. Probably going to be cold, and Detroit at home team, but I just think Detroit's going to win. I just think, I don't know if he's necessarily playing like it, but I believe in my heart Stafford's better than Allen. But Josh Allen impressed me, that don't get me wrong. I just think Detroit's got a little bit more, and Detroit's pass defense is pretty good. They can't stop the run. No good. They can't stop the run at all, but they're pretty good at defending the pass, and Buffalo really don't have much on offense, receiver-wise. It's going to be an ugly game, I feel like. And if the weather's bad, it's definitely going to be an ugly game. But I just think Detroit, what surprised me, Buffalo won. I'm going to say Detroit wins. I'm going to go ugly game. I'm going to go 17-14. Low scoring game. Matt Prater field goal will seal it.
I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Stafford, they beat the Cardinals 17-3 last week, and that game was closer than that. So if they can't win in the dome environment against the Cardinals, like they barely 17-3.
Yeah.
There ain't no way they're gonna put 17 up on the Bills. They don't have anything in the run game, man. Kerryon Johnson's banged up all the time. They got Galladay at receiver. That's about it.
He's going to get locked down, though.
And then the Bills, Josh Allen has rushed for the most yards in a 3-game span by any player in NFL history. He broke Michael Vick's record. 3-game span he rushed for. It's the most in a 3-game span by anybody.
Wow.
Yep. Josh Allen. And you know what the Lions' rush defense is? Ranked about.
Oh, I knew they were, yeah.
So, I'm going with and it's going to be cold, so Josh Allen's going to run a lot, I say. And McCoy, I think McCoy's hurt, but Chris Ivory's a good backup. So, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills winning a close one. It's going to be low scoring. But I just think Josh Allen's going to pull out some big runs like he has the last 3 weeks. My man right there, a bold prediction at the beginning of the year is what I thought. I thought he's going to be the quarterback to watch out for. And
yeah.
I had no clue he had this rushing ability like he does. Like, it's insane. Where did it come from? Did you know about this going into the season?
Who, me?
Yeah, I looked at him as a pocket quarterback that was just going to be a bust. I had no clue he was this mobile.
No, when I saw him, my original thinking was Andrew Luck. That was my original thinking. Andrew Luck can rush a little bit too, but of course Josh Allen's a little bit smaller, a little bit more mobile. So that's the quarterback he made me think of, what I thought of. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo winning a close one, being the teens. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens at home. They're on a roll right now. Should have beat the Chiefs, like Travis said. They're playing good football, though. They're probably going to... I don't know if they'll get in over the Colts. I like the Colts a little bit better as a team, but it's going to be between those two, I feel like, for that last wild card spot. I think they're going to win this game at home. Jameis Winston on the road against that defense. He's probably going to throw a few interceptions. Might bring in Fitzmagic at the end. So, going with the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's a little banged up. Joe Flacco might make an appearance. They might split time. Who knows what's going to happen. Imagine if one quarterback for the Ravens started the game and one quarterback started for the Bucs. Then at halftime, they switched. Could you imagine? That'd be awesome. Probably never been done.
Oh,
wait, what? Say that again?
Like, say Lamar Jackson starts the game, and then Flacco comes in second half, and then Jameis Winston starts for the Bucks, and then Fitzmagic comes in the second half. That'd be wild TV right there. I hope it happens, but we'll see. I'm going with the Ravens, 26-17.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Baltimore, too. Ain't giving Tampa much of a chance of going into Baltimore and getting a win. Raleigh summed it up pretty good. I could see Winston throwing a few picks against that defense. And it's not like Baltimore's offense is explosive, but Tampa's defense is terrible. Well, they did play good against the Saints there for a while, for a stretch. I'll give them that. Yeah, the longer that game kept on going, I thought, well, dang, they might sweep the Saints, but just didn't quite turn out that way. But, yeah, I do like Baltimore, especially, it'll probably be cold weather, too, on top of that. And, Baltimore, I don't know if I expect them, if they get in the playoffs, to do much, but this team could potentially sneak up past the Steelers and win the division. The Steelers could potentially be on the outside looking in if they don't get their act together. Just in case y'all didn't know. Y'all probably knew that, though. But, yeah, I like Baltimore, though. Lamar Jackson's playing good. I think he's earned the role of being the starter. He's deserving of it. And, yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore. I'm going to go, 28-10, Baltimore in a blowout.
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore in a blowout, too. At home, I do not think they will lose this one. Lamar Jackson is definitely a lot better than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco might as well pack his bags and go ahead and head down to Jacksonville, Florida.
That's what I've been calling that, too.
'Cause that's where he's going to go. And Blake Bortles, I think he'll find him a job. It's a team. I don't know. Bridgewater will find him a job, and
Bortles could be a backup somewhere.
I think he's gonna start next year in the league.
You do?
Yeah.
I
was thinking of the teams that need a quarterback. I couldn't think of the.
I don't know, man.
Washington, maybe.
Alex Smith doesn't get right. I mean, with his injury, he probably can't start at the beginning of the year anyhow.
He might be done for his career, I've heard.
He could be, very well.
Washington, yeah, that could be a team. I think Derek Carr, after the last couple of weeks he's put up, I think he's going to stay in Oakland.
I think he will, too.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. The defense is good. Moving on. Arizona Cardinals versus Atlanta Falcons.
I'm going to go with Atlanta Falcons at Mercedes-Benz Stadium Sunday afternoon. It's a disappointing year for the Falcons. Just got hit by the injury bug.
Got hit by that bad man last week.
But, yeah, I just lost for words. Disappointed. Thought this was their year. Especially that Super Bowl being in Atlanta. I thought they really would host it and win it. I really did.
They had their opportunity.
Yep.
Typical Matt Ryan choking.
Yeah, it hurts. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Falcons. Ain't much to say about this game. Well, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Arizona went there and won. It really wouldn't. But yeah, I think Atlanta win, though. I'm going to go with Atlanta. I'll go 34-17 Atlanta at home.
Yeah, I'm going with the Falcons in a blowout. Not much to say. Say they win this game 31-10. I think Matt Ryan will actually have a good game.
Yep, I'm going with the Falcons as well. Arizona's a sad story itself. I mean, they played teams close this year, but
Yep.
Rosen's playing above average, I think, than what most people thought he would. They need to feel bad for David Johnson and Fitzgerald.
Yeah, especially Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Well, Fitzgerald, he's a good one.
I think the Cardinals are going to give them a game.
I think I could see it. Both teams playing for nothing at this point. So.
Moving on. The Oakland Raiders versus the Cincinnati Bengals, Travis King.
Feel pretty confident about this one, although on paper this isn't an intriguing game to obviously watch. We'll go with the Raiders, though, to go into Cincinnati and handle the Bengals rather easily, I feel like. Now, if the Bengals had A.J. Green and Andy Dalton, I would think different, but with them being out and Raiders, I mean, you got to give it to them. They beat Pittsburgh last week and played Kansas City tough the week before. Been playing a little bit better all of a sudden, especially offensively. And so the main thing, although he's not like he's had a great year, but he's playing better. Give me Derek Carr over whoever Cincinnati's backup is. The main reason why I'm picking Oakland. So I'm going to say Oakland goes into Cincinnati, and I'm going to say they win. I'm going to go... I'm going to go 35-20 Oakland.
I had a really tough time picking this game. I want to pick the Raiders on the road because what they did to Pittsburgh last week. But then I'm thinking the Bengals, they played close with the Chargers last week, looked pretty good. Had the ball there at the end, had a chance to win it. That was surprising that they kept it as close as they did. This game features the two worst rush defenses in football. So that makes me think, who's got the better running back? Who's going to take advantage of that? And that would be the Bengals. So I'm picking the Bengals in a close game. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game, actually. It's going to come down to the wire. I'm going with the Bengals. 27-20.
Yep, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals, too. I picked Joe Mixon this week in FanDuel. I think he's going to have a tremendous week. Tyler Boyd probably tear up that defense. And we got John Ross. He stepped up his game a little bit. Derek Carr on the road, traveling out east to Cincinnati in the cold. I'm going to go Cincinnati. Not very confident, but I'm going with Cincinnati. Moving on to the Tennessee Titans versus the New York Giants. This is interesting.
Another tough game. But, man,
The
this
Giants
one
still are in playoff contention.
They are.
Yep. This one was tougher to pick than the last one. I'm going with the Giants at home. The Titans, when they play at home, are a monster. Like, they play so good at home. On the road, not so much. And the Giants could easily be 5-0 in their last 5 games if they wouldn't have blown it to the Eagles, which I was glad about. They could have been, on a 5-game win streak right now. And they blew out the Redskins last week without Odell Beckham. So they're playing good football right now. And I think they're going to win. It's going to be a close game. I'll say they win 23-16.
This is a game you could basically just flip a coin on who would win, about evenly matched. But we'll go with the Tennessee Titans on the road Sunday afternoon at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Who did you pick, Brad?
I picked the Giants.
Marcus Mariota, he's going to show this league what he's made of.
You love Mariota.
He hadn't done it yet.
And,
What's he waiting on? That was the Derrick Henry show last week.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. It was, but hey, they won. But I don't know if I got a lot of confidence, but I could see. I don't know. Something just tells me Mariota's really going to step up this game, and Tennessee, just typical old Tennessee. They just going to grind and grind and grind all day, and they'll find a way to come out of there with a win. I just feel it in my heart. I don't know how, but I just think they will. I think Tennessee's defense, too, is a little better than the Giants also. And then you got to look at who calls plays on offense, too, for the Giants. So, that's not exactly like it's good.
Well, he done pretty good last week, didn't he,
That
without
was the
Beckham?
Redskins. And Redskins basically gave up.
And Barkley's having a heck of a season. So he's doing something right.
I think Barkley do get about anywhere. But anyway, though, I just think Tennessee somehow, man, going to grind one out at Life Stadium. We'll say they win and what could potentially be the game of the day. We'll say 27-26 on a Ryan Suckett field goal.
You got a lot of field goal wins this week.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Tennessee Titans as well.
Ooh. Nick Bell.
Yeah. Huh. they got something to fight for, man. I mean, New York does too. Actually, I saw a guy on NFL today say he thinks the Giants are going to get the 6th seed.
I don't see that. I think they're a little too far back.
I looked at the scenario. It's very possible it happens.
If
Minnesota loses today,
to Miami,
yeah, and then they got Chicago they're going to lose. Then, all they need is Green Bay to lose one game, which they'll probably lose this week against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Then, all they need is the Panthers to lose one game against the Saints 2 times.
Not sure if that's going to happen.
Okay. So then, they need the Eagles to lose 2 games. They got the Rams and the Texans. They could lose them. And the Giants got to win out.
Mm-hmm.
Giants got the Titans, the Redskins,
Home against Dallas.
home against Dallas.
I can see him winning all 3 of those.
Yeah. Yep, Tennessee.
All that, and you're picking Tennessee.
Yep, Miami Dolphins versus the Minnesota Vikings. What did y'all think about the miracle that happened?
Well, it was a miracle. It's wild. Just crazy, man. Miami always somehow finds a way to beat New England at South Beach.
And the team that's the most fundamental in the NFL they gave up a touchdown on, the most fundamental play there is, just scarred the end zone, and they couldn't do it. It doesn't make sense.
I don't quite understand. I mean, a special player, don't get me wrong, but why was Gronk in that situation?
Yeah, Brian Tannehill was going to throw the ball 80 yards.
Yep. Plus, Skip Bayless made a rally. He thinks that's my hero, but he ain't. Skip Bayless made a good point. And I didn't even notice until I watched a few replays. On that initial pass, I think it was Tannehill to Kenny Stills.
Yeah.
Now, whoever that guy was for New England, if he'd have gave just a little bit more effort, he probably could have tackled Stills to the ground. I mean, he was right there at him. I don't see why he didn't, at the very least, disrupt the lateral, you know. It is crazy, though. I don't know if y'all heard, but Kenyon Drake come out and said, where he threw the ball in the stands, that he wants that ball back, and he would offer free tickets and everything to whoever got that ball to the next Miami home game.
Well, why the heck? If he wanted it that bad, why didn't he just hang on to it?
Well, I think it was just heat of the moment, man, he said, and emotions running high at the time. But,
what an idiot.
But yeah, going back to the game, I'm going to go with Minnesota Vikings at home Sunday afternoon. They're not playing too well right now, and Kirk Cousins is under some fire, and I think deservedly so. But just the fact this game's at home, and they do have a good home field advantage, I feel like. Just think that's going to be a bit too much for Miami. Miami's still fighting for something too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I just don't see an old Miami miracle happening 2 weeks in a row. But
well, it is the place that the Minneapolis miracle happened.
Oh yeah, it is.
So it could.
No, I'll call it right now. Miami, I don't think they will. If they win this game, Minnesota can kiss playoffs goodbye, I feel like.
You could say this game's a matchup of the 2 miracle teams from the last 2 years.
Really? Yeah.
The Miracle Bowl is what I'm titling this game.
But, yeah, I like the Vikings. Just think they got a little bit more on offense. At this point, I question how much better Kirk Cousins is than Ryan Tannehill, but as far as receivers go, I'd give the edge to Vikings. Defense, I'd give the edge to the Vikings and that home field advantage at the end of the day. And I know it's a short week and they had to travel a lot of miles, but I still think they're going to get the job done. Done though. I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Let's say they win. I'm gonna go 30-14, Minnesota.
Now that I've titled this the Miracle Game, or Miracle Bowl, I could see something really crazy happening in this game. I don't know what it is, but something crazy is going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and predict it. But I think it's going to be a close game. The Vikings defense has been playing pretty good of late. Didn't they hold Russell Wilson to, 70-some passing yards, 80-some?
Yeah, but we rushed for over 200.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But, I mean, the Vikings are a good team. The only thing holding them back is Kirk Cousins, I feel like. Now, he's not living up to that contract. So, once he gets right, they might be okay, but I don't think he's going to.
I think this year it's going to happen, maybe next year.
But I think the Vikings will win this game. It's going to be close. I'll say they win 23-20.
Yeah, I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings, but I think I'm going to pull for the Miami Dolphins. Because
Me too.
I would love
That's technically I need to as a Panther fan.
And a Falcons fan.
Yeah, Falcons is out of it.
Well, you're still a Falcons fan, that right?
Well, yeah, I still like it.
Hey, tell the listeners who your new team is, your closet team. We've already talked about them, but I think Nick knows who it is. Who he's always high on.
Tennessee Titans.
Yep.
That's his closet team, folks. So next year, if he's rocking 3 teams, you'll know why.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to go with the Minnesota Vikings, though, but I really hope Miami wins. Really do. I think Miami's going to keep it close, though. Just can't trust them. All right, moving on. The Washington Redskins versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm going with the Jaguars at home. It's going to be a really ugly game, probably the most boring game of the week. It's just going to be pitiful. But I'm picking the Jaguars because they are at home. And I don't know if y'all saw Reuben Foster for the Redskins said something like F this team and F these fans in Washington. So there's a lot of, well, Jacksonville's got a lot of dysfunction as well. But, I mean, the fans have basically given up on the Redskins. Washington fans are horrible in general, I feel like, in all sports. But I don't blame him. Josh Norman's called out the fans as well. I feel like Jacksonville's got a little bit more to play for as far as pride because that defense and whatnot, what it was last year. So I'm going with the Jaguars. An ugly game. I'm going to say they win this 16-15.
Yeah, I like the Jaguars as well at home. If I ain't mistaken, the Sanchez experiment's done over with. I think Josh Johnson, starting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, heck, they're better off for them, I'd say, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get them a win, though. Yeah, I like Jacksonville. Just ain't a lot to really look forward to in this game, really. Just think Jacksonville's defense could potentially dominate, something they really haven't done this year that many people thought they would. But yeah, I think this Sunday, man, they'll get a win. I'm going to say they win, and not with Kessler. I have to give him credit. He actually didn't play bad in that Thursday night game at Tennessee. I think he done better than what Bortles would have done if he were out there. I'll say that. But anyway, though, yeah, I'm going to go with the Jaguars. Blowout, ugly game, 24-3.
Oh. I'm going to go with the Jaguars, too. So who do you think's going to take Josh Johnson's place if he gets out of there?
I'll have to roll Alex Smith out there, I guess. Or, I don't even know how long Mark Sanchez is out. Is he out for the year?
I think he just got benched, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Not like it was an injury, I don't think.
I mean, like, who would they call to be the backup after him?
Shoot. Might be calling Kirk Cousins back. Hey, can you get back here?
Let's see, I don't know.
They ain't going to get Kaepernick. Gruden already laid the law down.
Yeah, they done come out and said that.
Blackballing Mr. Cap. It's all right. He's making plenty with Nike.
A better option than what they got now, I'll say.
Yeah. I'd like to see him come back, though.
Be interesting.
I like the controversy.
I think he's a good player. I always liked him as a player.
I always hated him. Like, I remember, because he played in Seattle's division, and he always kissed his bicep and crap.
Yeah. He had a dominating run, though, that year he went to Super Bowl. He was dominant. He had like 200 and some rushing yards in that playoff game against Green Bay. Insane.
Did he win the Super Bowl?
Should have. It was close. It was
Baltimore
come down to the last play.
Baltimore was blowing them out at halftime. The only thing that saved them was the power outage. If that power outage didn't happen, I don't think they're in that game.
That's because Beyonce done the halftime show. Illuminati. Anyway.
Clean sweep on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, one of the games of the week, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Want to go with the Indianapolis Colts Sunday afternoon at Lucas Oil Stadium. I think this is going to be a really good game. Potentially could be the game of the week. It's definitely going to be good, I feel like. If it were in Dallas, I'd probably pick the Cowboys, but it's in Indy. I'm going to take the Colts. Plus, I just think Andrew Luck's better than Dak Prescott. Dak, I feel like at times holds Dallas back. At times he makes good plays, don't get me wrong, but at times he does some dumb stuff, very dumb stuff. I think Dallas has a better running game. I think Dallas has a better defense. Colts defense, though, has been playing pretty good up to their standards, I'll say, but Dallas's defense has been a whole other monster. Yeah, I just think the difference, I just think Luck, man, and he plays good at home. And I just, I think old Frank Reich, I think he's a better coach than Jason Garrett, too, on top of that. So, yeah, I like the Colts. This is going to be a good game. I'm excited for it. I'm going to say the Colts win a hotly contested contest in the horse. My bad. I was about to say the horseshoe state, but my bad. In Hoosier country. I'll put it that way. The Colts are going to beat the Cowboys. Score is going to be, I'm going to go 30-24 Colts.
Yeah, the Cowboys have been getting a lot of credit for their defense of late. But the Colts, like Travis said, their defense ain't that bad. Actually, they're ranked 11th against the pass this year. So, I mean, they're working their way up better than they have been in years past. But last week, the Colts ended the Texans' little win streak. This week, they're going to end the Cowboys' win streak. And I got a new nickname for them after this week. The Colts are the Texas two-step streak enders. That's what I'm going to call them because they're going to end two streaks of two teams out of Texas. They're going to win this game. It's going to be close. I think it's going to be a good game. Maybe one of the best games of the week. Give me them Colts at home, 26-20.
I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys.
Whoa.
Zeke Elliott. He's going to have a game right here, man. I got to pick Dallas, man. Every time I pick against them, they win. So, and they've won 5 in a row now, so they're hot.
They are.
They are hot. I mean, Jason Garrett went from being on the hot seat to the Dallas Cowboys being hot. Jason Garrett, man, he's pretty much solidified himself. He can be there another 20 years. Even if he goes 0-16 for the next 20, this season right here makes up for it.
Yeah.
That's how Jerry Jones thinks about it. All he wants is, as long as the team is average.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
Right now, they're above average.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, moving on to my Seattle Seahawks versus the Jimmy Garoppolo-less 49ers.
Did y'all know that the last 2 weeks the 49ers are leading football in passing yards? Yes, with Nick Mullins at the helm. But that's not going to make me pick them in this game. I think Seattle's going to go on the road and get the win. Playing some good football right now. I think they'll win this game pretty easily. I'm going to say they win 30-17.
Yeah, I like Seattle to go on the road as well and get a win. These two teams just met, 2 weeks ago at CenturyLink.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are meeting again for the second time in 3 weeks. Yeah, I like Seahawks. I'd be quite shocked. I mean, 49ers, I'll give them. They surprised me against Broncos. But Seattle, to me, is a lot better than Denver at this point in the year. And obviously, Russell Wilson, like a night and day difference with him and Case Keenum, obviously. But, yeah, I like Seattle. The only thing that sort of worries me is they got Kansas City coming to CenturyLink next week on a Sunday night game. They might be looking ahead to that and lose their focus a little bit. In the back of my mind, that sort of concerns me. But even if they was to sleepwalk through the game, I still think they could get a win. When I say sleepwalk, me and Bradley was talking earlier tonight, I said different scenario. The Chargers, to me, sleepwalk through the game against Cincinnati because they was looking ahead to the Chiefs this Thursday night. I could see Seattle doing the same thing. But either way, I think they're going to get a win. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I'm going to say they win. I'm going to go 31-17 Seattle.
All right, we're going to skip this Patriots-Steelers game. We're going to go right to the Monday night game right now. The New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, you picked Seattle, didn't you, I guess?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even have to talk about that, man.
Oh, I was just wondering. All right.
I told you back, week 12, 11, that Seattle's going to win out.
Yeah.
Well, no, I told you.
I was just a little surprised you didn't talk about it.
It was
That's why I
earlier than
sort of
that.
stopped you.
Yeah, I talked about it in the opening.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But we're going to rush for over 200 yards on them suckers right there, I'm going to tell you.
I wouldn't surprise me if y'all did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're talking about the Panthers and the Saints.
Yep.
I'm going with the Saints on the road. I could see Carolina squeaking one out because Saints last 2 weeks haven't been playing all that good. But Carolina hasn't been playing good for the last 4 or 5 weeks. So I'm going with the Saints. So I think they're going to win this game 33-20. It's going to be a matchup of two great running backs, McCaffrey and Kamara. It's going to be fun TV, I feel like. It might not be a close game, but it's going to be some good players on the field. So I'm going with the Saints.
Going with the New Orleans Saints. Monday night at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. I hope I'm wrong, obviously. I'd love to see Carolina win, but just a pitiful team right now. It's ain't really a lot to say. Got a few good players. McCaffrey's special, no doubt. Cam, I don't know what to think of him at times. He's capable of being special, but at times he makes some dumb mistakes. Classic example of that interception on first down in Cleveland to seal the game. I don't know what he was thinking and throwing at, but it was awful. But, and of course, Carolina's defense can't stop anybody, so how are they going to stop the Saints? Although their offense hasn't been playing as well, but still. Do I think it's going to be a good game? Yeah, I could see it being a good game. What's so funny?
The way you said that. I feel like you're at a funeral or something talking about these Panthers. That's the mood I feel. Very somber mood right now in the studio.
I'd say this would be an electric atmosphere, but I question how much of an electric atmosphere it's going to be with 5 straight losses hanging over our heads. Will fans give up and not show up to the game? I don't know. We'll see Monday night. I seen today on Facebook tickets is going as low for $30 upper level for this game.
Ooh, we should go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did see that.
Do you want to go?
We could.
You could, yeah.
Why not? YOLO.
Bradley, you really go to that?
Yeah.
Wow.
$30. Why not?
Yeah.
Get to boo Cam Newton. Get throw Fruit Loops at him from the upper deck.
You want to go?
I'll think about it. I don't know. I ain't too happy with them right now.
Me and Brad will wear Eagles and Seahawks stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, I hate to say it. I think the Saints is going to walk out of there with a win, though. I'm going to say they win. I'm going to go big score. 38-28, Saints.
I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. Ain't much to say. About the only thing the Panthers got is the two white boys, Christian McCaffrey and Luke Kuechly.
Yep.
That's about all they got. Two white boys ain't gonna beat 22 black guys. So I'm gonna go with the New Orleans Saints.
Oh.
Wait, Drew Brees ain't black?
Oh, sorry.
Well, he's not a skill position player, though. Skill position. Running back, wide receiver.
McCaffrey is.
Yeah, he's a skill position player.
Oh, God.
Saints winning big. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, the Eagles versus the Rams.
Yes, sir. Fly, Eagles, fly. Got Nick Foles starting this Sunday. Looks like Carson Wentz, a little banged up. Might be out for the season. I think he's been banged up all year, to be honest. Hasn't been 100%. Came back a little too quick. But let's see if Nick Foles can go on another run like he did last year. Get us to the Super Bowl. That would be nice. But I have to go with the Rams in this game. It's at L.A. Eagles secondary is pathetic right now, mainly because of injuries. And the Rams are going to put up a lot of points, I feel like. And Nick Foles' first game back, I don't feel like he's going to be that great. He's a little rusty to start the year, so I don't think he's going to be on point this game. So I'm going to go with the Rams winning this game pretty big. I'm going to say 34-17.
Yeah, I like the Rams, too, on Sunday night in L.A. I think L.A. is going to be out for blood after the way they didn't show up offensively in Chicago, I'll say. And I just think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, and I just think there's going to be too much for Philly. Got the battle of two good offensive-minded head coaches, I'll say. Sean McVay and Doug Peterson. That's a good head coach matchup, I'll say. And yeah, Bradley's right. Foles could be a little rusty. We'll see, I guess. But Philadelphia secondary is decimated by injuries, like Bradley said, and I just think it's really going to hurt him against a team like the Rams. I could see Gurley having a big night. Gurley didn't have a good night at all against Bears. So I think he'll bounce back this week. I think LA in general will bounce back. Obviously, they're fighting tooth now for the Saints for that 1 seed, too. So, I mean, they got a lot to play for. Eagles got a lot to play for, too, though. They're playing for wild card. But, yeah, I like the Rams. I'm gonna say the Rams win. I'm gonna go 34-17 Rams.
Believe it or not, I need to pull for the Rams. Need the Rams to get that 1 seed. So when Seattle wins the first round of the playoffs, they go play the Rams opposed to the Saints. I'd rather play at LA than I would rather play at the Saints.
I agree with your thinking on that 100%.
So I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. I hate to pull for them because they're in my division, but got to do what's best for the future.
Yep.
So that's what I got right there. I just surprised that Carson Wentz, a notification came across my phone today and said that.
Yep, I seen that
I was
tonight.
shocked.
And he played his balls off against the Cowboys. Every time they'd go up, I thought, here we go. And he'd lead them right down the field.
Fourth quarter of that game.
Yeah.
Man, Dallas got lucky with Cooper catching that.
Just off of deflection.
And then, the fumble at the beginning of the game, and then Dallas Goedert's 80-yard touchdown they called back for no reason.
Yeah, who knows? Because you remember Dallas got sacked right there. There'd been more time on the clock if they wouldn't have called it back.
Yeah.
The Eagles would have got the ball back with some time in regulation.
So I don't want to ever hear the Cowboys fans talking about the refs out to get them. That's a bunch of crap.
No.
They was out to get the Eagles this past week. But I ain't going to blame it on the refs. We still had a chance to win it regardless. But
Moving
anyway.
on. The 425 game of the week. New England Patriots versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm going with the GOAT, Tom Brady, on the road in Pittsburgh. This past Sunday was a fluke. It's a miracle that happened in Miami. It's just one of those things. That's just an outlier in the career that is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. They don't lose much in December. They're going to go on the road. They need this win. Pittsburgh needs this win too.
They need it worse,
But
I'd say.
when the pressure's on, the Patriots usually stand up and rise up to the challenge, and Pittsburgh usually folds. So that's why I'm picking New England. Also, Big Ben's a little banged up, and James Conner's going to be out, and that running game's just not the same without Conner. And I bet they're wishing they would have signed Le'Veon Bell, because they might have a lot better record than they do right now. That's Pittsburgh's fault. So I'm going with New England on the road. Say they win by 10 points. They win this game 30-20.
I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday afternoon at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA.
Wow.
Two people, Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. Those are the two names to watch, as it is about every week with the Steelers. But Pittsburgh, they're going to rise to the occasion. This team is falling, and I don't know how. They shouldn't win, but I just feel like they're going to win this game at Heinz Field. The terrible towel environment. Did not like the way New England lost that game against Miami. I think that could have some repercussions. And Pittsburgh, I'm sure, have heard it from the media all week. They can't beat New England and this and that and the other, and I think they're going to be motivated as all get out. And I think that's another reason why they're going to win, on top of being at home. I don't exactly put a lot of faith in Big Ben, but you want to talk about a miracle. I could see this man pull it off a miracle this Sunday. Out there hobbling around. He's going to find a way. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
Wait, you saying this is going to be a miracle if they win?
No, I'm like Big Ben. It's going to be a miracle. He's going to play out of his mind, what I mean.
Oh. What do you think his stat line's going to look like?
I'd see him throwing about 400 yards or something like that.
How many touchdowns?
About 4 or 5.
Wow.
Belichick's defense, Skip Bayless says it all the time, has lost their fastball. They just ain't the same. And, yeah, I just think old Pittsburgh, they should have beat them last year. About the same time of year, that old Jesse James controversy. They get that together their way, they beat them last year.
And they'd have been the 1 seed.
Yep. Who knows what would have happened. Not to mention, they met in the playoffs a few years ago at Foxborough. Pittsburgh played them tough in the playoffs at Foxborough a few years ago. So, Brady does always seem to beat Big Ben. Belichick always seems to find a way to beat Mike Tomlin. But I think the roles and tables get reversed at Heinz Field, and I just think the Steelers somehow get this win. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to say on a late Chris Boswell field goal, the Steelers will win by a final score. But a high scoring affair. Unbelievable high scoring affair. 38-37.
So you're going to trust Chris Boswell to get a game-winning field goal after he slipped and fell against the Raiders on a kick?
That happens.
How can you pick the Steelers after they lost to the Raiders?
Well,
Against the GOAT.
they just didn't come in with the right mindset.
The Mike Ryan set. That's the term.
When was the last time Bill Belichick lost 2 games in a row?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you know?
I have no idea.
That's an interesting stat.
I think
Wasn't it? Wait.
Seattle?
Didn't they lose to Detroit and Jacksonville this year back to back?
Who's that?
The Patriots.
They
Week
they did.
3.
Yeah, week 2 and 3.
Yeah.
I called the Detroit upset week 3.
Actually, yeah. So there it is,
I
Nick.
thought
Ben.
Detroit was week 4.
So week 3, it was Sunday night football. Me and Bradley watched it, yeah.
So who you picking, Nick Bell?
The New England Patriots.
Yes, sir.
Tom Brady's not going to lose 2 games in a row. Neither is Belichick. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, every time they lose, everybody's pointing fingers in the locker room. It's like, Tomlin, it's your fault. Antonio, it's your fault. Juju, it's your fault. Hey, Ben, you suck. It's your fault. So I'm going to go with the Patriots.
And when the Patriots lose, like they did this Sunday, guess who was taking the blame?
Bill Belichick.
And Tom Brady.
And Rob Gronkowski.
All of them were pointing at themselves, not each other.
That's what makes a good team. So listen to this, Travis King. I just figured up the numbers.
Yeah.
I was 6 games out
Yeah.
coming into the night.
Yeah.
We disagreed on 6 games.
Oh.
You picked the Chargers to beat the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah?
And you picked the Steelers to beat the Patriots. So I feel confident that's 2 games right there you gave me.
Yeah. We'll find out.
And I think the Browns are going to beat the Broncos.
No, wouldn't surprise me.
So we might have some turnover here in the standings.
And then Brad, let's see. Me and you disagreed on 1, 2. Me and you disagreed on 2. So I guess you're going to get first, but me and Travis is going to fight through who's going through the table. I feel confident about this week.
Yeah.
We got 59 games left in the season.
Yeah.
Does that include playoffs?
Yep.
Yep.
So time's ticking down, and that wooden table is getting shinier and shinier.
So where's this place going to take place at?
I'd say St. Paul.
Who
And what
knows?
kind of tape we going to use?
The hardest one I can find. Well, that's it for this week. You know me. I'm Brad Freakin Nolen.
And I'm Nick Bell.
And I'm Travis King.
Shots fired. Signing off. Pow pow. Bye bye.